Are you getting the right weapons you need from the West?
Нам треба воювати сьогодні, і зброю потрібна сьогодні.
We need weapons today, so we can fight. We cannot wait until some country decides to give or sell us weapons. Some have still not decided on this, and we cannot wait for 2 or 3 weeks, or a month. The United States, the United Kingdom, and some European countries are helping. But we need it sooner. We need it now. Is it enough? We don't think so.
Чи всього достатньо? Ми вважаємо, що ні. The priority word is sooner. The priority words quickly. The priority words now.
He's a president who's been cut off from his people, a citizenry suffering unimaginable horrors at the hands of a ruthless adversary. He's full of hate, he says, for Russia's troops and their leaders, gradually limiting the scope for peace talks.
Is Vladimir Putin a war criminal?
Я вважаю, що
I think that everyone who gave orders, all at the top, the entire entourage, all the military, they are all criminals.
я так вважаю.
How do you sit across the table to try to stop the war? How do you do that?
Bucha is in this process closing these possibilities. Bucha, Borodyanka, Mariupol. So I don't have, it's not about me, it's more about Russia. They will not have so many chances in the long period to speak with us. The first 2 years of my presidential term, I did all I could to have meetings with them, to have negotiations with them, to stop the war with them.
And what of those European countries, despite other sanctions, still sending billions to Russia in oil and gas revenues?
Oil and gas.
Ми не розуміємо.
We don't understand how you can make money out of blood. Unfortunately, some European countries have done this. Before the war began, I spoke to Chancellor Merkel and said, if a full-scale invasion of Ukraine happens, they will go further into Poland, and after that they will be on your borders of Germany. If that happened, would you say to your people, it's fine, it's business, it's just business, it has nothing to do with the war. War is war, we are going to fight for freedom and democracy. With our right hand we will be shooting, but with our left hand we will be earning money.
Демократію. Це так. Правою рукою ми будемо стріляти, а лівою рукою будемо заробляти гроші.
How do you maintain hope in the future, given everything that's happened?
Так і буде.
It's not hope,
Це не надія,
it's
це
certainty.
That you win?
Yes, of course.
Mr. President, thank you.
Thank you so much.
And that was President Zelensky talking to the BBC's Clive Myrie. Now, the flagship of Russia's Black Sea Fleet, the Moskva, has sunk after being seriously damaged by a fire and its crew forced to evacuate. Ukraine claims it struck the warship with 2 missiles, but Moscow says ammunition on board exploded. Meanwhile, Russia continues to focus its forces on the east of the country, in particular around the key port city of Mariupol. Our correspondent Tom Bateman has sent us this report from the city of Dnipro.
This was the Moskva, Russia's flagship in the Black Sea. Filmed here last year, test-firing supersonic missiles. It's been a lethal menace off Ukraine's coast, a floating symbol of Moscow's might. Ukraine's hit Russian ships before. This was a landing vessel 3 weeks ago, but nothing as big as the Moskva. The river Dnipro has become a key line of defence for the Ukrainians as you head further south of here over the front line. And now with this missile strike where this river ends in the Black Sea, they have challenged the tight control that Russia had on the water.
Well, Russian state media has confirmed that the Moskva has sunk. We've got the reaction of David Petraeus, the former CIA director.
So this is a rare moment of truth for Russia, frankly, early on. Eventually the truth typically does come out and it penetrates Moscow as well as everywhere else. But there's usually some kind of narrative around it. And this seems a bit more forthright than we have seen in many of the weeks preceding.